is going on, everybody, and welcome to this special edition episode, Saturday episode, the Pre-Patch Podcast. It is, man. Feels weird, honest to God. It feels weird being on Saturday. Like
it does, man. It really it feels. I feel like we're off. Like I feel like there's one more day in the week that we're not accounting.
I know. I was gonna say I've been screwed up this entire week of like my days. I thought yesterday was Sunday. I was like, wait. It's going into the weekend.
We missed the podcast on the usual day, so
yeah, it screws our alignment up, bro.
Yeah,
but
our entire livelihood circulates around it.
I will say that it did give me an extra day to get a game in, get a little bit of extra news in, so that was good.
Because we already don't have enough games.
Yeah, I was
gonna
say.
Well, look, guys, you fucking bitched at me before about not having.
That's
games,
why. That's why Sin decided to delay the podcast.
That's exactly. He was like, I want to talk about this game and fuck these guys.
Actually, I don't know, man. We'll get into that game. I don't know if I actually want to talk about this game or not because it's I don't know. I'm at mixed emotions here on this one.
I'm excited. I am finally gonna have a new game to talk about next week, and
hell yeah,
it'll be a surprise to what you guys think. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what's going on, guys. You're gonna just have dark modes in because I've tried to like get my key light to work.
I think
it's just not.
Your lights look sick right now. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I personally like the dark mode. I don't like the because it keeps the heat down, but also too like there's a nice little ambiance. But the problem is that my main source of lighting is now coming off of like, well, I guess it's not too bad, coming off my monitor. So I guess it's
not bad at all.
Cool. Well, welcome in, everybody. Appreciate everybody being here and hanging out on their Saturday evening. I hope you guys enjoy. Maybe you got maybe you got a hot date, and you're like, you know what? I know it's going to set the mood. I need to listen to the Pre-Patch Podcast.
Good God!
We already
with us.
We already went through this at one point. I think you said that you use our podcast as like your sexy time podcast. You sexy time.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
that.
Absolutely.
So I mean, it's just a natural, date night, sexy time, either way.
I'm also
turning on some Justin Timberlake. You turn on the Pre-Patch Podcast, get that PP ready.
I straight up thought you were gonna say Justin Bieber.
Good Lord.
No, it's P. Diddy's out of the country, so Bieber went with him.
Oh God.
Oh God.
This is what happens when the show is on a Saturday.
Yeah, this is Pre-Patch After Dark. Apparently, weekend. We don't have to be business appropriate anymore.
All the things just go right out the window. Well, welcome in, everybody.
Now we're gonna get swatted.
I'm super excited to be here. We got a bunch of good stuff to go over. If this is your first time here, make sure that you do head over to anchor.fm/Pre-Patch Podcast or any of your podcast apps, Spotify. To get caught up. I don't know. I know before, I think we were at like 114, so we had a couple episodes.
I think we're 117, so I'm a little behind. I've got to get that caught up.
No worries at all. We've all been busy
work on it this week,
and that's still a lot of content. So
yeah. I want to make sure that we got the full roster. So
for sure, but
we'll get it caught up. We'll get down there for you guys.
It's quite okay because actually Enigma has been kind of busy.
I've been busy, man. I've been busy.
He's been very busy.
I've got a very, very big thing to announce for everybody. We've always talked about the fact that like I'm adorable. Let's just put it that way, right? Like I am adorable right now. I am adorable. I'm just a little tiny guy. I'm a little dude. Well, the problem is that we've never had the full RTX. Like I've never had the full high graphic, high fidelity. And I figured it out. I got it figured out. I talked with the guys over at NVIDIA. We partnered together with NVIDIA. It's hashtag not sponsored or anything like that. We got the RTX version on.
Oh God, I can't handle that. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Enigma is no longer an enigma, and now he is, he's one of us.
So there goes the podcast. Our source of anonymity is gone. Thank you, Enigma.
I mean, but you can't ever tell. You can't ever tell if this is actually real because, like, Bill's community still thinks we're the same people. I could be AI. You never know.
Oh God, hold on. Go ahead. Y'all talk. I gotta tell the whole family to come here. Family,
So I can do whatever I want at this point because this is a pre-recorded thing. We already timed this out. You guys are reading off a script in time with my recording, so
man,
it's AI made imagery. You know, it's deep fake technology right now. You know,
deep fake indeed.
Keep entertaining because I got to tell the family to come here because they're not gonna fucking believe me.
Listen, you made it 119 episodes being anonymous.
I made it longer than 119 episodes, bro. I was telling my buddy Taxis and Shell the other day, dude. It has been a decade. The last time that I had this face on a camera was like 2010, 2011, somewhere around there.
Really?
So no one has ever seen Enigma. All y'all,
like
no, my whole family's coming.
House right now.
Hey, look, this is Enigma. That's him. That's Enigma. My wife says that's exactly that you are the hideous, disfigured person that she thought you'd look like.
I figured, yeah, I figured.
He never showed his face. Scruffy.
Never
She's
once.
so cute. Enigma, stay away from my family.
I had the pleasure.
Scruffy has seen me in person.
Yeah, Scruffy
he visited me once.
But yeah. All right. Well, there we go. Everybody, now the world gets to see Enigma. So, all right. But anyway, guys, yeah. That's gonna be on the podcast. We're not editing it out.
That's it. We're done. That's the entire podcast right there.
Yeah.
So, anyway. But yeah, so no, it's gonna be we're happy to have Enigma's face now. You know, and obviously you can now see all of us and whatever else. But I can also just go like this. You know what? I'll just do this.
Paid to say that, by the way.
I'll fill the gap. Now I'm just gonna turn my cam off, so now you just have that one. So
that's what me and Bill were saying. Like, in order to keep the whole facade going, now his camera.
Camera's got to go away.
Yeah, gotta kill mine.
Right.
Oh man. But well, let's get back to the gaming news, all the new stuff that we've got. There's been a bunch of stuff, and we got a lot of things to talk about. You know, we're gonna be talking about the Fallout show. And there'll be a little bit of we'll try to be spoiler free, obviously, but if you haven't seen it, you know, we're gonna, you know,
I still haven't even seen it all, so I can only go to a certain extent, and I've
not watched
the single episode. Watched the entire thing, so.
We've got new games that have come out, play tests that have come out, all of these other kind of really good stuff. So we're gonna jump right into it and get straight into games that we've been playing. And super excited, not excited, but this game I've actually have had a lot of fun playing. It is called Buckshot Roulette. This is
Roulette.
This is a game
it's cool, man.
That came out for $2.29 right now on Steam. And it's exactly what it is. It is buckshot roulette. You are playing Russian roulette with a buckshot shotgun and this dude. You're basically in like some Russian facility, dance party. I don't know, but the whole objective is essentially
feels like hell.
Yeah,
we're just in a Russian rave. It's
legitimately your first scene. Whenever you go through this, you wake up. Like they charge you back to life, and then you walk out, and it's just this like Euro techno music playing, and everything is in Russian. So yes, you are literally in a Russian rave. And you go into this room, and there's this dude, the dealer, and you play Russian roulette. And this is it. Like you essentially, you know, there is a certain amount of live shells, a certain amount of dummy shells, and you have to survive or blanks, and you have to survive you know, or at least cause a dealer, whoever loses all their life points loses, right?
You start with like
you start with 3, then
4,
5, and something like that.
What's that
depending on the round?
There was a card game that came out recently that this reminds me very heavily of. I can't remember the name of it. It was like a
shit.
I'm trying to remember.
Scruffy, I think you played it.
I think you did.
My
yeah.
God.
I feel like I did, but now I can't.
Fuck. What's the name of that game? That is gonna annoy the shit out of me.
This like the whole like art direction.
Inscription,
You
right?
mean the Inscription?
Yes,
I did not play that, but
yeah,
that's the one.
Very much.
I love Inscription. That's such a good game.
Very much Inscription vibes. And so during each round, right, or after the first round, you will open up this chest, which will have a certain amount of items in it. There'll be like magnifying glasses. There's like handcuffs. You get a saw or a knife. You get cigarettes to replenish your health because in Russia, a cigarette gives you better health.
That's just how it
That's
works.
accurate.
Yeah,
honestly.
It's cigarettes and vodka,
booze.
pretty much.
Yeah. There is there's beer, and beer will let you eject the current round that's in the gun.
Because that also makes sense.
Yeah,
I don't. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't really make sense in this game, but you just kind of go with it because it works.
Yeah, it's super simple. I mean, it's just and you start to like play the math and play the numbers, because if you shoot yourself and the gun doesn't go off, well then you continue your round. Like you continue playing to controlling what's happened. If you shoot the dealer at either point, it now goes to the dealer's turn. And they get to do stuff. So, there is some obviously mathematics that kind of go to it. And, you're
definitely
able to,
some RNG too, depending on the items that you draw.
Yep.
Interesting.
But this is it. I mean, this is the whole game. Like, and you're just kind of going for the most amount of rounds and all of that kind of stuff. I don't know, like, progression wise, like really what outside. I mean, it's a fucking $2 game. So.
Yeah, there's the standard mode. You beat it. I think it's three or four rounds total, and there is a win. And then that unlocks endless mode where you just keep going.
Yeah,
and try to go for like high scores and stuff. And there's a community like board for high scores and stuff.
Interesting. So it's got like a leaderboard on it. That's great.
Yeah, it's got an endless mode leaderboard.
Yeah. So but aside from that, like again, it's a $2 game. I mean, if you're sitting here expecting it's gonna have hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of gameplay, it's not really built for that.
It's just a little mini game.
Yeah, it's
a good time.
Again,
though.
It's fun to get into. Yeah, if you're just kind of like sitting waiting for something like a league match or something like that to load or whatever else.
I would like to see them do more with this game though, because I think the environment's like really. I want to go and see the rave. Like I want to like beat this guy and then move on to another guy. That has a different rule set or something. I think they could do something like that as well.
That's what I think Inscription does really well. Is like your progression is you're moving through those bosses and everything like that.
Yeah. Exactly.
A kind of a cool idea.
Also, I think
it's fine if they stay like this, but
like why not?
Sure.
You could have like you and a buddy, PvP.
Yeah, there could be a versus mode in this,
kind of thing. So, I think that would be cool.
Imagine a 4-player. Oh my god, how chaotic would that be?
Like a 2-headed dragon, start incorporating Magic. Actually, Magic the Gathering should be like this. This should be the new Magic.
There should be players on each side of the table. Yeah, and it goes like around. That'd be crazy.
But I could also see them like introducing like new different like charges or like gunshot, like bullets or whatever else. And I don't know. Again, I by no means am I saying like go and sit down and play a whole bunch of hours of this, but it's a lot of fun. Again, single. I think it's like one developer, maybe two.
Single developer,
single dev, $2 game. Nice. Like. Worth it. I think they've already sold like 100,000 copies or something like that for it, is what I saw on Steam.
This game was hitting it big on the talks of the ticks, and I can already see like clones appearing for it.
Of course,
because those games that like go viral like these, they always have offshoots.
Yeah, I mean, look at not Phasmophobia, but
Lethal Company and now
Lethal Company, content warning.
Plus
obviously you can see a little bit. You can see some description based on this. So there will be more of these.
I love the dealer design. I honestly do. It's so weird, but the floating hands,
honestly,
the creepy
the music
face
is super creepy.
Oh yeah,
like it's
it is
super.
Especially when you go to that like Silent Hill eerie. When you die totally.
Yeah.
I'm looking up some stuff here. It was originally on itch.io. That's where I played it on.
Definitely.
And they've
played.
They recently released the Steam port of it, and the Steam port actually has like more stuff, like more items than what the itch.io version did. So that's kind of neat.
Yep.
A little bit
that's
of
nice. Gives a little bit more content for the people that are paying for it.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I like that a lot. And I've enjoyed the game whenever I did play it. It's a pretty
Simple,
good time. I wish the dealer's AI was a little bit better sometimes, because he's kind of a dumb motherfucker. But
sometimes he can be. I've had him like shoot himself before, and it's like, why'd you do that? You knew there was a round in there. Like you knew there was.
I've had it happen too, because like
I was keep it interesting, man.
Yeah, I was thinking, well, he's Russian, so he's just like, I can take said bullet and just.
He was drinking too much vodka, beer, whatever.
But yeah, so again, Buckshot Roulette. Go pick it up on Steam. $2 and some odd cents or something like that, or $3 at max price. All right, well, let's talk about another game that I don't know, man. Fuck, dude. Like in every way, shape, or form, this game should hit all of the fucking buckets, and it's blowing up on Steam or on Twitch. It's blowing up on YouTube. I seem to be in the minority, and I am trying to figure out why. But what I am talking about is Once Human.
Don't worry, man. I'm right there with you.
For all of the,
I'm not.
What is this? I haven't heard of this at all. Am I under a rock?
Really? I thought
kind of.
Yeah.
It's
Kroby play
it's been out for. I think they did one other open or like closed open
they've
beta
done
prior.
They've done a couple.
Two.
I think they've been done two. This is their third. With this.
So
let me start the long history of where this came from, right? So whenever the day after tomorrow did not happen, right? And it was not it got the rug pull. This shortly after, like very shortly after, dropped.
And that's not saying we're comparing it to that.
No,
we're just giving a time frame.
Right.
I was about to say I wouldn't compare this to the day.
No,
I want to clarify that it's not. That's not a comparison.
Right. I'm not comparing it at all.
Where you were going with that?
It was right after day after tomorrow. Got the rug pulled. This we started hearing rumblings of this game. And then they shortly
tomorrow.
The day before,
whatever. Day after tomorrow, day before, fucking movie. I don't know. It's all whatever. You know what I'm fucking talking about. This game then had its first closed beta, alpha, play test, whatever it was. And what this is a this is one of my problems.
Well, just give the base of what it's
supposed to be is a open world survival looter shooter game with dungeon mechanics and it's
a story.
Yeah, there's a story, and it's set in this post-apocalyptic world, zombie
cryptid type.
Yeah. So I'm gonna talk about the good, and then I'm gonna talk about the bad, right?
Well, that'll be a fast segment.
So the good, and again, on the surface, you look at it and you're like, man, cool, this has a lot of good elements. There's a lot of different weapons. There's a lot of different loot that you can get, upgrades that you can get, mods that you can get for your weapons. So there's a really good kind of gameplay loop that's there. You have dungeons, like the dungeons that I did, I played really cool. They're out there, their dungeon elements are really good. When I went into that boss fight, that was a really fun boss fight. Had a lot of cool mechanics. The character designs or the creature designs, the enemy designs, I really think are cool. I like
PvP.
So there is PvP, but I'll get to that. So there's PvP. And again, it's not super the guns and stuff like that are not crazy far fetched and some futuristic shit. You do have a fish as a sword. That was kind of weird, but
swordfish.
Yeah, well,
kind of. I didn't see a fish as a sword.
There is one. It's a big bass or some fucking big ass fish. It's kind of odd, but that's the premise behind it. But again, the good is the world is really cool. Again, the premise behind it seems really dope. The problem is the in my opinion, right? And I think Scruffy's opinion is the execution of it is not done. So one, this is done by NetEase. That already puts a bad taste in my mouth, right?
That's literally for me. That's the only strike against it. The only mark against
you and I had two completely different experiences.
Yeah.
But it is, so NetEase is doing this. One, you have to, and this will change with the Steam launch, but right now you have to launch the NetEase browser, which runs constantly in the background.
So there's two check marks against it. That the NetEase and the launcher. Those are my two major problems. And I had that problem from the start. I got into the original one and wanted to play in it, but like as soon as I got into their launcher and they were like, "Hey, give me your Discord information. Hey, give me your Facebook information." I was like, "No, I'm good."
It was asking for all this personal information.
Cut that out, man. I'm not doing that.
Super invasive.
So are you done with your pros, by the way?
Oh yeah, no, that was it.
Okay, so just to go with that, like the game in itself is very sketchy. Just why would they even have you play this playtest on a separate launcher when it's on Steam and they could just do their playtests on Steam? It's already got a page and everything. So the fact that they make you go to a separate launcher is already sketchy, and all the information
their
they're asking
website is
for,
also
and
sketchy.
their website is really bad, because when I went to it, first of all, it was like super low resolution, and I was like, am I even? I thought I was on a fake website that was mimicking the once human website. I was like, this does not seem right. All bad. And then when you get into the game, another really big worry for me is just the chat alone. I saw in the chat so many people posting hyperlinks.
Yeah.
And if you guys know what other game was notorious for having hyperlinks in their chat, ding, 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 New World. And that went to so many security risks, bricking people's PCs and crashing people's games. It was nuts.
Yeah.
And that just worries me so much more that this game has something like that.
I will actually say one more positive. The game itself, like runs well, like for a alpha or test or whatever else. Like
it didn't run great for me.
It ran smooth for me.
I had a few hiccups. I had some stutters and some rubber banding with the movement. Their movement's weird.
Yeah, I don't like their movement.
Come down to the movement, but so I won't say it might not run perfectly for everybody.
Right. So what I don't like about it, aside from NetEase, right, is like the gunplay does not seem meaningful at all. Like
boring.
It's
and then
very,
when you combine that with the AI, the AI is so stupid, dude.
The other downside that I have with the gunplay is the fact that like literally the two best weapons, they really don't give you any real incentivization to go for anything other than like long distance, the snipers, as well as the crossbows. Like those are the two biggest damage dealing weapons in the game, and using any other weapon in the game is pretty much useless in comparison to those. I mean, it's good for like if you want to put down a lot of bullets down range, right? But like you're not doing the same damage that you're going to be doing with like the sniper rifle or the crossbow at all.
Right.
Like
and not to mention just their like ADS system and aiming system is god awful.
It's not good.
Yeah, I really didn't think it was that bad. Like in comparison to some of the other games, like the over the shoulder games that we've played in the past, in the past like 2 years, I didn't think it was really that terrible.
I mean, they're over the shoulders, all right, but honestly, I think if they would have just stuck with that, that's fine.
Even their first person, I don't think
their first person is good at all. I think it's
I did not like that.
Really poorly designed.
This is nitpicking the shit out of it, but I just didn't like the way that you had to ADS. Like it was like I don't know, like you hold
to ADS or whatever.
It's weird. I don't know. Like I don't like any game that does that.
Click. If you did a quick double click, it would swap between the aim over the shoulders or the first person shooter one.
Yeah.
So
well,
I think they would have been fine just sticking to the third person. Yeah,
but I think they would have as well. I think that
there's
they put
a lot of
development
I could have about this game.
I think that they put a lot of development into like those specific like graphic design when it comes down to like first person, where they could have just spent that.
Let's get down to where I think our differences are going to really shine, and that's the whole game in of itself.
Yeah,
this game, to me, and I think Sin as well, does not know what it's trying to be, or maybe not that, but it's trying to be just way too much. When I looked at this game and I played it, I was seeing pulls from every other game that's been popular right now. You have games like The Division, you have games like Destiny, Rust, you have even going as far as Pal World recently. They have like, workers that'll work for you. And that's all right, it gives you that ADHD player a lot of stuff to do. Cool, great. But when you put all of that stuff into this game and pack it all in there, what they don't do well is every single category. They do just okay, you know, in every category. They meet that base like minimum of like it works, it's good enough, send it. Yeah. And it just doesn't do anything great, man. To me,
it has a lot of, and you know, like me and Enigma. Oh, he just went full. He said, "No, fuck it. Now we get nothing." So me and Enigma, you know, kind of talked a little bit about this during this week too.
Are you breaking rocks with other rocks?
Yeah, yes. You're breaking a rock with a rock.
That's rust.
You know, I am very accustomed to like Eastern style games, and a lot of Eastern style games and Eastern free to play, especially, are like riddled with different types of currency and all of these other kind of mechanics. Right. And they also do that here, where it is like mechanics on mechanics on mechanics on currencies on like all of
like
these
Lost
things.
Ark, for example. Love Lost Ark. You know, I think that game's, you know, great. But
see that, and again, I feel like it's, and I'm sorry, my dogs are going fucking crazy in the background. I hope you guys can't hear them.
You're okay. I don't.
Can't.
The thing is like, and you said it yourself, Scruffy. It's like if you're not used to like the Eastern style of games, that can be overwhelming. But like, I really don't think that there's that many like in comparison to what is out there on the market right now from the Eastern markets and from NetEase itself. This has very few in comparison to like a lot of those Eastern titles. So
if you what do you like?
Currencies, like different currencies. This does not have that many.
I'm not really talking currencies. I'm talking mechanics and like you know, game. I mean,
I'm talking
features
currencies.
And
yeah. That's the last that I heard was currency. So
I don't know. I thought there was only like two currencies that I saw. I
saw three. I think three if not four.
Okay. I was mainly talking about the game mechanics and features that it just overloads. There's a lot, and also, sorry to bring, you know, cut you off, but I feel like this game was not trying to be a survival at first. And I think
I don't think so either.
Mentioned that too.
I don't think it was either.
It definitely was given some BR vibes. Like it was trying to go down BR. You know, I was getting like that super people vibe to the game and kind of PUBG-ish, you know. And then
I was gonna say it looks very PUBG.
It looks very
gunplay and stuff.
Yeah.
So like I said, I think the game really had a big identity crisis, and they scrambled and they're like, oh shit, what do we do?
My biggest thing is like I'm curious, because like this to me felt like very much what I was expecting Division to be originally, with like, obviously without like the horror aspects and everything like that, but like the survival aspects and like the looter shooter aspects. To me, they both feel
See, I might be
okay. They both feel pretty decent.
Like how the Division turned out, like they're
well, you like how the Division turned out by what it is right now, but like what we expected it to be when it first released, which was supposed to be an MMO like this. That was what it was. That's the only thing that I'm talking about on this one.
Well, we don't have to talk about the Division. Never mind. But
what? No, it's fine.
I was saying I was gonna get into a whole rant about the Division, but we're talking about Once Human here, so.
I mean, it's only direct comparison. That's the biggest thing, is like that's the only direct comparison that it has on the market right now is Division. So.
I agree with you, Enigma. Like I wanted more MMO-ness from the Division, and so when I looked at this, I was like, oh, cool. But like, to me, I'm just kind of like, hey, you have like Scruffy said, and I had mentioned there, like you have all of these different elements, and none of them are done extremely well.
Yeah.
They're all just kind of done very mediocre-y, like maybe at okay level.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like,
I agreed with you initially on that point, where it's like I'm curious if that's a little bit, and this is not me stating anything, this is not me giving them a line, this is just me stating I'm curious if that's just because it's so early in the alpha or the beta that they don't have all that stuff fleshed out. I'm hoping that that's the case, but I do agree with you. It doesn't feel like it's fleshed out entirely. It does feel like it's very pieced together in an aspect of like it, like you said, the survival aspects feel like they were a last minute thing, right?
Like I just don't think that, to me, I'm like, you don't need I don't think that you need the survival aspects in there. I don't think you need the whole like I need food, I need water or whatever. You can get you can get the boosts that I understand, like the boosts that are there. Right. And get that, like, that's fine. Like if you want to have that kind of element into it. I really don't think, because I've looked at like very expansive bases And I'm just kind of like, I don't even think that you really need the base building aspect like that in this. I think that you could have done.
I don't think you need it.
I think,
but I think
it's better.
It's a cool thing to have in the game, regardless.
Maybe I think what would have been better is just having like a settlement, like a shelter, put down a shelter that you progressively just upgrade.
Yeah,
Like
I can.
That's what it is. That's
yeah,
but you're building it yourself though, and everything. I mean, just like something you just.
Oh, okay. I got you. Like a prefab.
I almost think just like Lost World, where you go back into like your little base. Like remember Lost World? Like you'd go back to like your little like
or even
I don't
like
know, settlement.
EFT. You know how they have their little bunker, like that you just
like,
upgrade throughout time. That's what I mean. Something like that.
I could see it cool of being like, hey, we're gonna have a guild, right? We're going out, we're like. Because to me, instead of adding this like base building Rust-esque element to it, you could be like, yo, you could have added like almost like an EFT style thing to it, where you're like, hey, we're gonna go out, we're gonna get all these, like, this forces PvP. We're gonna go out, we're gonna get all these pieces, all these parts that we want to bring back so that we can mod our guns and whatever. And you don't have to have it back at a base. Like you can go back to like your home.
What's that one? Escape from Tarkov, would that have been more like what you get?
Yeah,
I mean, that's what I said. Yeah, EFT,
I would have liked
like a bunker like that.
I'm not sure what EFT is. So
yeah, the base part of that, yes, 100%. I have not gotten into the PvP because you have to be level 10. It's marked behind level 10. I have watched some PvP elements,
get it that far, yeah.
and it seems very not good. I've watched quite a few people do PvP, and it has. Just didn't seem good.
It just seems like their gunplay and everything is not great either.
Well, it has the Destiny problem that like the trials have, which is if you have someone that has grinded the shit out of it, they're gonna naturally have way better guns, better stats, so they can two-tap you, right? And you're just gonna get fucked. By like, whereas someone that is just starting out as a noob, you're gonna get completely steamrolled.
That's the problem with like some of these survivals that have like this level system and skill system, unlike Rust, where it's like you grind for your gear, and if you die, you lose all of that. You in this, you might lose your gear, but you keep all those like stat boosts and everything like that. So.
I don't know, man. I personally enjoyed it. Though the little bit that I played, I'll full disclosure, I only put about like maybe an hour or 2 hours worth of time into it. I'm not that far into it, right? But those 2 hours that I did play, I was like, oh yeah, I could see myself playing this. Again, like you said, there are certain aspects of it that I am very wishy-washy about, iffy about, like again, like you said, like the security issues that are being brought up, the launcher issues. Why the fuck are we having to download your launcher when you're launching it on Steam? Makes no sense to me either. That's just NetEase.
Yeah,
they're terrible.
But I don't understand for that either.
No, there's not.
They have Naraka on Steam.
Yeah, no,
like they have their games on Steam. There's no reason.
I'm not stating that.
I know. I'm just like voicing my opinion on why it's absurd.
100% agree with you. It's fucking stupid.
It is.
And so I want to fast forward to this one part, and then we'll move on, right? But I wanted to fast forward to this one section, because this is also a major complaint that I have of this game, which is and again, I bugged out, right? Which is completely fine, right? But like I had a bug where I could not progress past it. I had to find a way to Skyrim this shit to get up to there. Again, that is a bug. It's completely fine. I'm not gonna fault the game necessarily for this. But what I don't like, and it just seems so fucking weird, is that again, on top of all of what this game is trying to be, it is force feeding you this story, right? That makes no sense. And also,
you hate story though, so it's fine.
We all know how much Sim loves story.
But I'm not alone in this one. Like,
yeah,
the story is
don't
bad.
Think the story is necessary in this game, and if like I think that's what The Division does great, is they have a story, but you can piece it together if you want. You can find the pieces to put the story together if you want. This game, you have to go down like the story route, at least in the beginning. Like I said, I haven't played too much of it, but I know
not really. Division, you're required to do the main storyline to get anywhere in the game.
Yeah,
like it's not like you can just do whatever you want to in the Division. You have to do the storyline with the Division to get places.
I don't even. To me, I don't even. The Division story is fine to me. Like, completely kind of okay. I actually attempted to go through the story because I'm trying to make a change. I'm trying to enjoy story more. And I tried to go through the story, and it it's just not good. It's bad. You can tell it is a force-fed thing, and it is very bad.
It's an Eastern story.
It's also fucking really weird that like one of the missions is having you take a picture of this little girl. Feels very odd.
Yeah, the introductory one.
I've never had a game that made me utilize like a photo mode.
The photo mode, yeah. And honestly,
Final Fantasy makes you.
Do they?
It's weird.
I was about to.
It's side quest, but
well,
I was about to say that
like,
that feels like a very Eastern thing.
This girl to remember her or whatever. I'm like,
it's just like I said, it feels like a very Eastern thing for them to do that. I don't know.
And then this part of this mission or whatever else, which you can see me like getting more and more frustrated as I'm trying to get up there, because I'm supposed to be getting up this fucking ladder and there's no prompt to get up here. Like I can't, and so I can't, and I can't back out of this mission. Like if you try to leave, it will be like you get warped back to the mission area, and there's no way for me to complete. Like, so I get it completed, but it doesn't tell you, like, the story here of why you're doing it. It doesn't tell you why. It doesn't give you really anything other than just being like, hey, here's this. It doesn't tell you what to do. Outside of what's in the top left-hand corner. It just is very. It's just not good. Like I don't know why in this style of game you don't need a story. Like I think you could have just been like, hey, you're surviving. There's other fucking people. Kill these monsters. That's it. Like just
like I said, I think with these kind of games, like this story should just be something you piece together. Find like little lore bits if you want. Just make it an optional thing.
I also think that it's really stupid that you have a motorcycle that they give you whenever I am able to control fucking things with my mind and like fly with this fucking bird.
Motorcycles are cool, man.
Hey, not man, at least they gave you a mount on like fucking New World that went for how many years for that amount.
I guess so. But again, going back to cool elements, like some of the guys that you kill, like they'll have like these different type like elements to them that you can pick up, like their head. And one was like a briefcase with a fucking tongue that shot out this shit. One was like a beam that microwaved other enemies. Again,
that was another rip. They ripped off Control with like some of those aspects, like you could pick up barrels and like launch them with like telekinetic.
Telekinetic powers. You get a control element to it. I don't know. Again, this game. I don't want to say that this game is bad. It's like go into it with the expectation, understanding that this is going to probably be it's a mediocre game at best with all the different elements. It's not going to do like it does. I will say like
at
the loot mechanics
right now
is cool. Yeah. But I don't know what this is going to become.
Yeah, we're basing this off of a beta as well. So
I was going to say like at least right now, I know I am being like harsh on the game. I really did not enjoy it. But I know a lot of people are. I gave my account to my buddy to try the game because he was really into it and he's liking it. So I'm like, all right,
I got flamed at work, dude. So I was just like, this game sucks. And this guy was like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, fuck you. This game's fucking amazing. I'm like, you're playing something very different.
I wouldn't go that far. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't say it's like uber amazing. But
you know what it is to me, and I think I said this to Scruffy, is that this is a genre that is completely starved for content right now. There is not really a great like there's not been a super
so far
phenomenal PvP game. Because
like Division games, Division 2 is really the only thing that's going on right now in this style of game. And like, granted, from what I've heard, their latest update is supposed to be phenomenal. So we might have to go back to Division 2. I've been hearing a lot about Heartland. I don't personally think Heartland is going to be what everybody thinks it's going to be, but
I honestly have no idea what that game is going to be.
Well, we've had people play it; they just can't talk.
So, I mean, it's.
But yeah, so anyway, so it's Once Human. It's out. If you get into the play test, it's going on through like the middle of May. So go give it a try. It's free. It's free.
You gotta get a code though, right?
Yeah, they'll email you. They're being pretty open about giving their codes out.
Yeah,
that was and just to talk about one last thing with their codes. That was one thing that pissed me off about this game. Like normal companies, the way that they provide codes, right? It's like you sign up for their code base and it emails out to you, right? That's normal in any gaming franchise out there, right? Like you sign up for a newsletter, you get accepted, and they email you a fucking code, right? These guys, they're just like, join our fucking Discord and maybe you'll get one.
Yeah. And then the way that you enter a code is also fucking weird, because most things you have to enter the code into the launcher to get access. They're like, no,
even go into the game,
download the game, run the game, choose your server, pick the server, hit play, and then you want.
And
then
that's
they give
also,
you
now you got me thinking that's also really sketchy.
That
like,
was
why
that was
do they want me to download the game? Like, why are they letting us download the game? What's
Anyway.
The last beta as well. That was
me.
what a lot of people pissed a lot of people off as well. Was their community managers were just terrible. They were just like, come into the Discord. We'll post like 100 codes in our Discord, and if you get it, you get it. You know, like if you get the code, you get the code. It'll be in our Discord chat, and like literally 90% of those codes are getting picked up by bots. So it's like, why do
it's
that?
the worst way to do it?
Yep. Makes you worried a little bit about Marvel Rivals, but yes, that was Once Human. All right, let's talk about another game that has had I don't think it's an identity crisis, but it's had a tumultuous kind of coming out and whether it's launching, whether it's not launching, playtests and all that kind of stuff. And we are talking about xDefiant. So xDefiant is in fact,
I'm just gonna check out of this one. I don't get
I'm trying to get it so maybe I can go back.
Have you played the
I have played myself and I'm just gonna go like this. Can I maybe make this bigger and it like show up properly? Nope. I don't know what you guys are seeing there, so I'm just gonna leave this. All right. So xDefiant's playtest is live right now. It started on the 19th and is going to the 21st. I have myself and Pika and Lerva have spent I spent like it was almost like 4.5-5 hours with it last night playing it. You know, and if you're unfamiliar with xDefiant, and for all of our audio listeners, xDefiant is a Ubisoft free-to-play shooter, arena shooter. I mean, it's got arcade shooters, different classes from the Tom Clancy universes. They have different modes like escort, zone control.
Isn't it a hero shooter as well? Or did they
I mean, it's
like kind of a hero shooter. It's also not Tom Clancy affiliated anymore.
No, I know, but they pull from the Clancy games. Like they
moved out. They moved away from the Tom Clancy.
Well, they just moved away from the title.
Yeah,
right?
because they integrated the Far Cry universe and a few. It's Ubisoft universe, not just Tom Clancy universe.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
So okay. So and the tumultuous past that this has had is like the game had several server like tests, and then like betas, and it was supposed to come out, then it didn't get certs, then it didn't come out, then it went quiet, and now it's come back and whatever else. Man, like okay. So there are bits and pieces of this game where I'm just like, hey, this is cool, it's fun, right? It has a good time. And then there's bits and pieces of it that I'm just kind of like, it's still just not good. One of the big problems that it's got right now is hit registration. It's had
hit registration issues through every single playtest,
and it's not gotten any better.
I've seen some clips of really bad hit reg on this playtest though.
And like I
like getting killed through walls and stuff. Behind them and stuff.
Getting killed through walls. Like they still have and the bigger problem with this is
that's tick rate. If that's what you're talking about,
that's what I was about to say. Is that tick rate, or is that
there's
that might be a tick rate issue?
It's more than that. It's more. It's both.
I've seen both. I've seen hit reg for sure, but like getting killed behind walls, that's going to be like come down to your tick rate, the server's tick rate. So
like there's been things where I'm like literally on and the video. Unfortunately, we didn't stream it. I didn't stream it yesterday, so I wasn't able to get footage. But like you would see footage where I am literally like on the person, just like laying into them, and they are not getting hit at all, right? Or like very, very few shots, and I'm like, and then I'm getting obliterated.
Obvious.
Right.
And they're obvious.
Sure, they're not just playing one of the healers.
No, it's not that. Like it would be the fire guys, it would be like the dead set guys. Like it was not that. Like and so that the gunplay is off, and one of the problems with the hit registration is in fact that this game also has one-tap snipers. I'm sorry, but like I hate one-tap snipers. I'm not going to hold xDefiant against it, but I really, really hate games with one-tap snipers in this, because there is, especially when this game was developed by controller players, and there is absolutely aim assist that is pretty bad, like for mouse and keyboard, because of how twitchy it is with like people jumping around and and just, doing all of the Call of Duty-esque, slide canceling, all of that kind of stuff. On a controller, it's a lot easier just to lock onto somebody and keep it there while jumping around. And many times me and Pika were playing where we would die and we were top. By the way, I just want to make sure it's like we're top in the charts. Like we were coming in first, second, third almost every single game, but we were getting like we could sit there and go, that's a controller player, because you would get into gunfights where it's just like you can see that they're just like locked on, and no matter, and as a PC player, you're having to like adjust and you're just fucked, because in this the TTK is so fast that it's like if you miss a few shots, you're dead. You're not going to survive at all. So, what I will say though is that the game modes, hot shot, a lot of fun, escort, a lot of fun, zone control, a lot of fun. It does remind me of like those old school. I couldn't
stand escort mode. I can't stand escort modes in a lot of games.
Yeah, I mean, I played it once and turned it off. I was like, I get it. All right, I'm gonna move back. But the game, like the game does feel very old school COD. Like I would say like Black Ops 2, maybe 3, and definitely that like COD feel to it, like early CODs.
I'd say Black Ops 3, because that's when they introduced like their classes and abilities.
Yeah. Let me tell you some crazy shit. Okay, you would assume that at this point, like the game should come out, classes should be like, okay, we're not gonna have we're gonna expect to have certain like issues with busted classes being like overpowered. No, okay, no worries, right? All right. Well, one, the third echelon, which is the Splinter Cell group, they have a ability that lets you cloak, right, and go invisible. And then they also have a intel an intel
it's a scan.
Yeah. It's wall hacks. So within about 2 hours of the game being launched, they had to remove the cloaking because there was a bug that was allowing everybody to stay cloaked. Like they would just stay cloaked permanently. And that was
I can only imagine what the hit scan one or the scan one.
Yeah. So then
that just sounds like such an Ubisoft thing to have happen.
Yeah.
So then they're like, okay, fuck, that's a problem. We're going to remove it, but make sure you kind of keep trying the wall hacks because those are really cool, right? They remove that ability, but people still are able to do it. And people are running around the map permanently cloaked. So then there was an issue with the wall hacks version of the third echelon where that would stay permanently on. So you just have a complete wall hacked person, just a beacon, just walking around spamming it.
Yeah.
So then they just said, fuck, like me and Pika are literally in the middle of a match. And all of a sudden Pika's like, I'm going to go and use the third echelon. And he goes like, what? They're not there. And I'm like, what do you mean they're not there? Maybe like they locked the class out. They completely mid thing. They just like, boop, gone. Like one game they're there. The next game they're gone. Just completely
Ubisoft server guys were over there like, can't fix it. Just we're doing it live. Fuck
gone.
it.
Yep. Gone.
There was a blip.
And so then not only there, but there are other issues where like character models like or they like you can see here where it shows their like outline a little bit like and in my game it shows, actually in here it doesn't, but like in my game it'll show them like red, like I'll have a red outline, like you'll see their health bar, their name. That stuff will pop up. There's people that just won't have that. So like they'll be running around the map, which is on like, it doesn't seem like a big advantage. But I'm gonna tell you right now, like the worlds are dark. Like some of the maps are very dark. The character models are very dark. It's very hard to see some of these guys, and to lock on with the mouse and keyboard, that is a clear advantage. Like because you can't see them. Like you can't tell who they are. So I don't know, man. I when I played the game, I had fun with it. Is it something that I think is going to survive and can make it? I don't know. Like everyone was touting this to be the COD killer. I don't think it's going to be the COD killer.
I've said that from the start, and it sucks because I don't want to be right because I want you guys to have the experience that you want, but I really don't think.
And right now too, we need something to be a COD killer. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. Bill, I mean, I know you haven't gotten to play the playtest, right? This new one.
No, I haven't played. I'm just waiting for the release to come out.
I mean,
how many years are you gonna be waiting?
Are you still excited? No, I think it's gonna come out, man. This is gonna come out like
it really has to. No lie, like it does.
They put too much time and development into it. It'll come out just to
it's got
die within a year. Unfortunately,
I will say also
go ahead.
I will also say the issues that they had before were like one class I guess obviously except for the third echelon, they're fucked. But other than that, like the classes, the cleaners, the DedSec, the Libertad, that's all three of them, I think, right? And the who's the
Wolves?
Dude? Wolves. They all feel balanced. This is the first time where I've been like, okay, cool, because in the first playtest that we did, the fucking Libertad was fucking stupid.
Those were nutty.
Yeah,
and the cleaners,
the healers, the healers were insane on that first playtest, if I remember.
Yeah, Libertad's the healers. The cleaners were super weak.
Yeah, now it is. It actually feels like
they've got them pretty well.
They're okay. Yeah, everybody feels. The nice thing that they did is that nobody, in my opinion, feels weak. They all feel good. Like they feel powerful, right? Like I play cleaners. I love the cleaners. SMGs are god. Like the SMGs are god tier. Yeah.
So I assume like Vector and MP7 were crazy.
But I will say that they have designed it to where, like, before they were god tier on all maps, they're not on all maps. Like there are like this map that you're seeing over and over again. Again, we're pulling this from Ubisoft's website. But this map is Echelon, is a third Echelon headquarters, very close quarter map. There are some long hallways, but it's really built for this is SMG. You go and play like Dump, or you play or Dumbo, or you play some of the other maps. They're more kind of built for machine guns and long range a little bit.
Yeah.
This is close. This is CQC right here. Like you're anything CQC, shotguns, SMGs is going to do well.
But sniper rifles,
like, mid-range.
Sniper rifles are fucking stupid, dude. Like they're just.
I mean, sniper rifles in a good hand is deadly.
This isn't even. You don't even got to be a good hand, honestly. You just got to be somewhat fucking decent. You can dominate.
No, I remember that's how it was last playtest too.
Yeah. So, but map design also too. I think they've really worked on, because there were some maps in last playtest that were fucking atrocious. With that sniper rifle, now it actually feels like good. The flow of the maps feel really good. So there are people that are really hating on it. I think it's fun. And do I think it's something, again, that you can just get in there and be like, I'm gonna fucking mainline the shit out of this? No. They also need to get their hacks, because there are people that are clear hacking. Like it's bad. Like hacks are really bad right now. So yeah. So anyway, that is xDefiant. I don't know if you guys want to talk any more about xDefiant, but if you want to play it now until the 21st on all platforms, you can go and give it a shot on there. So that is xDefiant. All right. Well, let's talk about Fallout 76. I can't believe that you fuckers are playing Fallout
76, baby.
76.
Oh, okay. Okay. Go ahead. This is y'all. I downloaded it and I just started playing it. So
yeah, man. So obviously, Fallout, the TV show, just barely came out. It's no secret. It's been we're gonna be talking about it later. Obviously, it's made a lot of the other games extremely popular. There's been a resurgence in a lot of the games that have been coming up.
Bestseller, Fallout 4 in Europe.
Yeah, we'll kind of talk about that here in a few. I just after playing, or after watching the entire show, I was like, I'm gonna go back and try it. I haven't played through Fallout 4 in God knows how long. I don't even think I finished it the time that I did play through it. I think I got to a certain point and just stopped. I was like, there's way too much shit to go. So I downloaded Fallout 4 again. I was like, I'll try it again. Really wasn't feeling it, man. I don't know what it is. And me and you had kind of
Fallout 4 is weak.
A different situation with me and Scruffy. Scruffy's like, "Oh, you hated it? What?"
No, I'm not. I get it, but I was more shocked you were then like, "Well, yeah, Fallout 76. Let's do that."
Fallout 4. I was like, "Okay, we'll figure it out." And so I was watching some stuff on YouTube. I was watching some stuff on Twitch. And I was just like, "Yeah, you know what? Let's give it a try. Let's see how it is." It's been about a year and a half since the last time I tried Fallout 76. The last time I did try it, it was still pretty buggy. I tried it this time, downloaded it. I've been having a really, really good time with it. Like, I don't know what they did to it. I never in my life
staunch hater of fucking Fallout 76.
I never in my life thought I would be saying that I was enjoying Fallout 76 after the release date. And don't get me wrong, like it's still. I'm still pissed at how it released, right? It was still just a terrible situation the entire time.
And the way they handled the launcher going down and taking people's copies, like there's a way to get it back, but still they handled everything poorly.
luckily we found out that like they're still allowing you to do that apparently because Bill was able to transfer his
and still transfer your game.
Which is such a I'll point that out. That's such a Bethesda thing to do. They're like, hey, we're taking away your games, but then we're not really going to do it because that would require us to do work. So I went back to Fallout 76. Yeah, I know it's I'm hitting myself for it as well. But it's good. Like it actually is fun. It's not as bad as it was.
So
fun and good are two different things.
So what I've been saying
it's fun.
It is fun. It's an actual Bethesda game. Now, when this game launched, it was barely a Bethesda game. It barely worked. You know, of course,
it was barely a Bethesda mod, man.
Exactly. With any Bethesda game that launches, you expect the jank, the bugs, and all that. It comes with it. That you buy into it. Okay, this game was not. It wasn't even playable.
Bethesda jank is here, right? Yeah. This was Fallout 76. It's off the screen.
So now what we have here is at this current state is an actual Bethesda game.
It should have released
has that Bethesda jank and bugginess, but it's not game breaking. It's not the multiplayer aspect that's buggy anymore. It's just a playable buggy Bethesda game with online. So that's what I've been kind of saying.
Everything that they've added to it since release has been relatively decent. I'm not going to say that the BR is the best thing in the world because I don't think that they should have added that BR. Nobody plays it from what I understand. Obviously, nobody plays it from what I understand. And the few people that is it gone? Okay, yeah. Well,
I forgot about that BR. It was like Nuke Fire or some shit, right?
Yeah,
like,
that didn't even last like 2 or 3 months, bro. It was gone that fast.
Yeah. So whatever they've done to it, though, whatever they've added to it has. I wouldn't state that this is a No Man's Sky. Like
not that revival or
but I will state that like at least they've somewhat redeemed the game.
They've at least given people a chance to get their money's worth out of it. I would say that. I
would agree with that for sure.
Especially if you get it for free.
I mean, and right now, going through Prime, I think you can get it for free on Xbox and
it's like $8 everywhere. It's perfect,
store.
You know, picking up
it's
on
no
sale.
Longer it's no longer on sale anymore. Now it's $40, I think.
Fuck that.
When it was on sale.
Maybe you were one of the lucky consumers who got it with a package of pierogies, perchance.
Pierogies,
you know. But in this way, you have a playable game now.
It's good, man. I got into it. I started playing it. I started kind of digging into it a little bit. I've got Scruffy into it. We got Bill into it.
Yep. Sounds like Sid might play.
No, I got my brother, my nephew, three of my buddies playing it again. So we,
I downloaded
it's a good time.
Jumped into it, played off of the character that I had before, and then I was like, I would just rather go play regular like Fallout 4. This is just not.
I don't know, man. That's crazy to me coming from you, considering you like
Vegas, bro.
I love multiplayer stuff,
but
this shit is not good. It's just I don't know, man. Like
I also think you need to restart from the get-go.
Sure.
Like you need to restart from level.
I think that definitely.
I mean, I can, but like here's the thing that I have about this, right? Where I'm like, okay. Like Once Human and other games that have had like they come out and then you have these elements of movies or something have like shows that like I firmly believe that this is just people saw the show, they don't want to go play Fallout 4 because it's not getting really updates or anything like that. There are, I mean, again, all the Fallouts I guarantee are getting boosts. I just feel like this is more of a situation of like, oh man, Fallout, I want to be in that universe, and so they go and play fucking Fallout 4 or Fallout.
I mean, that is what it is. You're not wrong.
For a lot of people, but like for me, when I watched the TV show, I was like, oh, that's cool. Maybe I should go and check out Fallout again. But it's not one of those things where I was like, I need to be in that universe right now. No, but if that was the case, I would have went back to Fallout 4.
Right.
Not Fallout 76.
He's not wrong though. Like all the hype and eyes are on this right now. And that's also why I think it's probably the best time to get into it because of how massive the community. There's over like 40K players on, consistently right now.
It's broken its records like twice now.
I just feel like
what I've really been noticing too, which really surprises me, is the community is actually really wholesome.
I hate
the original the community that was here beforehand, and it's crazy because like you've got these people that are like 6,000, 7,000 level 7,000, 8,000, whatever. And maybe that's why I've enjoyed it so much, is because like when I got in, it was prior to this whole upsurge, right? I got in before really there was a lot of people coming in, and in doing that, like my original like moving into the world was filled with like these level 1200s that were like, oh yeah, come on, I'll run you through this, or this, a level 6,000 that was like, here, take 3,000 worth of shotgun bullets because I have 80 million of them.
It's got kind of like like that Final Fantasy like welcoming
a little bit
feeling.
I know that this is fucked up on my own part, but that's also a part of it where I'm like, what do you mean? Like, why can't I just, did you just crash?
Why can't I be toxic?
Yeah, not toxic, but I want, but like, I don't know, man. Like it did warm my heart to be like, oh,
you can't be the warden everywhere.
No, but you can. There is ways to be toxic and troll. There's trap bases. If you learn how to build a trap base, those things are dangerous. You can literally like build a blueprint on top of somebody and encase them in like a cage and then put fires beneath them and burn them alive. Dude, there's ways you can be toxic in this game. It takes a bit of creativity.
You know what it did when I jumped in? I just kind of really, it made me realize that like, I really just wish that Bethesda would make another, like give me a good Fallout. Like I get why people are like, people are playing this because it's the Fallout game, it's getting updates and whatever else. But I'm just kind of like, man, this makes me miss a good Fallout game that, is a true Fallout game.
Well, that's because it's Bethesda. We don't have
game.
because we don't have Obsidian anymore. Like the reason the Bethesda, Fallout games were so good is because we had Fallout 1, 2, and New Vegas that all had Obsidian backing it, behind it. And once they separated, that's how we got Fallout 4, and now we have 76, and that's because they've strayed, from
it's just
Obsidian.
The universe is great, like the world is great, like I like that, like I love like the old timey but like future, like again all the elements that make Fallout. I just want to point out some of the things that like when I went back to it that made it to where it was like, oh man, this is actually kind of good now. Like right when I first played the game, the entire storyline was driven off of these little tiny cassettes that you would find around the world, right? Yeah, robots.
That's everything. That was the only thing that was in the world was
holotapes
robots and holotapes and notes.
Yeah,
those were the only things that were in the world, and Scorched, and that was it. Ferals and everything like that. They've gone in and they've actually added in NPCs. Now, when they added in NPCs originally, they did it really, really badly, from what I understand. I didn't play it, so I couldn't tell you. So this is not confirmed or anything like that. But from what I understand, the original way that the NPCs were, they were very static and they didn't really do a lot. They were just in the world, right?
Yeah.
The new way that whatever they've done to the NPCs,
it just
now
feels
they
like
move
Fallout 4
around.
NPCs now.
It's alive. People are moving around. People having conversations.
Dude, that was the biggest thing for me too, man. Like I could not get into this game because it felt so dead. Anywhere I went, I was like, I'm so bored. All I'm doing is listening to holotapes.
You'll walk into a town and there'll be people walking around having conversations with each other. You can walk up and talk to some of them, everything like that. And I think that's wrong, what really.
Or at least maybe there was less of, but there's a lot of events now. And was there events in the beginning, in the very
they
launch?
had some.
There was events. I just don't think that there was
not
this many.
And they were not as often.
And that's just due to development. I think that's just them adding events in every update.
Sure. But they were not as often either. Like the few events they had. So I think that really helps to liven the world too, because
the events are really fun.
You're always hearing like alarms going off. There's an event up here. Come help us. And the events are really community driven as well. They're like world events.
Enjoyable.
Yeah, you have like enjoyable. People coming together to guard things and kill waves of enemies. It's actually a lot of fun.
And they show off the goodness of the community as well, because you get like these again, like these 1,300 6,000 level 6,000 guys that come in and are just like, just stay over here. I'll if you start getting in trouble, just I'll be there to help, and then they just let you kind of do your thing.
You bring up a question that I have. What is the overarching driving kind of continued gameplay loop for someone that is like that has got that many hours into it or whatever else. Like,
I have no clue. I
think it's honestly, I don't have a solid answer, but for my assumption is like just an ever evolving Fallout game.
But are they adding in new weapons? Are they adding in new drops?
Through their DLCs and expeditions.
The thing is as well,
new weapons and content.
The thing is as well is that this game has a randomization on the loot, like we've talked about multiple times, where like you'll get like an arc blast or like a plasma rifle like I'm using right now, right? You'll get one that's really great, and then you'll go and do an event and get an even better one that's a legendary.
It's your ARPG loot.
So it's got rolls.
It's got rolls. It's got god rolls. It's got modifiers. It's got everything like that. And on top of that, customization of the weapons too. On top of that, you can
min-maxing your builds. So. You can have multiple builds, set like different builds for like energy, heavy weapons. There's a really cool build I want to get into called the bloodied build, where it's like you literally have your character at like no health, full rad bar, no health, and you deal more damage the lower that your health is. Other games have it too, but they have it in this game, and it looks like a lot of fun. You just deal massive damage, but you have to be careful like maintaining that low health threshold.
Yeah, well, a lot of them do vampire builds with it, so they can, as they're doing damage, they can just heal themselves back up.
Yeah. So it's
the same gameplay loop I would imagine that most people have when it comes down to playing like Fallout 4 for years and years and years. They go in there, they're like, okay, I can build my settlements, and watch my settlement grow. You can do that in this one. You can build a camp. You can kind of build your camp up as you're leveling, everything like that. So they did just add a new section of the map as well. That's it's just like this huge section in the bottom left hand or the bottom center corner, I think. That they literally just added in, I think, like yesterday or the day before. So.
And just to answer, I don't know, not so much a question, but Celia, we're saying that back in the day, like, PvP, there would be people who like grief with like really broken weapons and just use it to grief new players of the game. Well, that could kind of still happen, but there also, if you don't want to partake in the PvP, you could turn on just a pacifist mode.
Pacifist has been in the game from the get-go. It just wasn't automatically clicked from what I remember.
It still isn't.
Having to actually click. Is it?
Yeah, it's still not. Stupid. You have to still put it on. But I don't know if you don't have it on and you get shot. I don't think you're not. If you get shot, you're not in PvP. You have to shoot back to enable it, I believe.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I've never done PvP in this game.
I think that's how it works. But it is harder to grief new players now. So
yeah, I don't know. Anyway, all right. Well, it's Fallout 76. I mean, as long as like it's got popularity, so maybe they'll keep developing for it even more now and whatever. Maybe we get a new Fallout. Who knows? But obviously,
we already know we're getting new Fallout. We're getting
not till like after
not till whenever
that releases.
Elder Scrolls 6.
We're on episode 892.
So whenever that releases,
it's gonna be a while.
But we mentioned that the reason that obviously the Fallout surge has happened is because the news, in which we're moving into our news segment, which is that Fallout franchise has had a huge player spike because of the TV show. So okay, out of the three of you guys, because I have not watched a single episode of the show. Is it good? Are you liking it? Are you enjoying it?
I've watched the entire season. I've done all 8 episodes of it. It's good. It's a very competent.
We're trying to stay away from spoilers, by the way, too. So.
Yeah, I'm not going to give any spoilers.
I'm only on like episode 5, and I'm not going to even say anything up to that point. But
how many episodes?
It's 8.
8.
Okay. Dude, I obviously I think a lot of us were, but was definitely very skeptical. Putting our faith in Amazon for this show. Anybody, to me, this could have been so bad. I would have been really scared to put anybody, putting a Fallout show out there. But I'm really enjoying it so far. I think it really thrives in a lot of aspects, like the world. I think their set design, their world crafting is like really beautifully done. It is to the bone a Fallout world. You have no doubt about it. You see a lot of references to many of the games, even just the characters they come across. I think the story is like actually pretty engaging, pretty fun. The way that they have like multiple stories that all interlink. And what I will say too is the main character, I think is probably the best, like the perfect main character they could have picked. It really makes it feel like you're starting a fresh Fallout, game. You're jumping in level 0, nothing, and then you're thrown into this wasteland, to just get shit on. And it really does that well, I think.
I heard that there's some issues with, because they drastically changed like the lore around. Is that true?
No, so there was concerns at first, and I'm just gonna say that this isn't really so much of a spoiler. There was just concerns at first that they were retconning previous Fallout games.
The biggest worry that I had going into it was that exact thing is like,
and that was a
worry. They've shown that they were willing to retcon things when it came down to Fallout 76, when it came down to the Brotherhood of Steel, when it came down to certain aspects of the world, everything like that. So
76,
they've already shown that they were willing to.
Has done that, yeah. But the show has not. They have not retconned any previous Fallout games. It was confirmed by the man himself, Todd Howard, that everything that happened in the previous
he's such a
Fallout
source
games.
Yes, I know. Who gives a shit what Todd Howard says?
But as far as we know, everything that happened in the previous Fallout games has happened and still happened. This show is set in the farthest future of a Fallout story that we've seen so far. All the ones have been before this, all the games and everything. So just a little tidbit, I guess. So yeah, everything happened. Nothing was retconned.
Bill, have you?
Go ahead.
I was say, Bill, have you watched any of it?
Yeah, I'm up to episode 4. I'm very much enjoying it. It's Amazon doesn't really mess with their TV shows. I know their games are pretty trash, but I've enjoyed most of Amazon's TV shows, and this is no exception. And they don't hold back on the gore. They don't hold back on the mature themes. They keep it very in universe, which I like. The humor style is on point. It's a little bit more campy than what a traditional Fallout game, but not by much.
An original Bethesda game, the original like Black Isle and the original games like 1, 2, and Fallout New Vegas, they were all very slapstick like that. They were
okay. Were they? Okay. Yeah. I was about to say the humor style reminds me of like a more grounded Borderlands.
Which
is
the
good.
original ones,
but
the original ones were you had some kooky quacky things going on all around you every couple of minutes. You had something weird going on.
Oh yeah.
Now Bethesda has done very good with Fallout 3, Fallout 4, Fallout New Vegas, or not New Vegas, Fallout 76. They still have those kooky moments and those quirky moments, right? They're just not as prevalent as they were in like 1, 2, and New Vegas.
I feel like they take that's just because like risks too. Like
I don't know if it's risks or if it's just like they have a very specific brand of Fallout that they want to stick to.
It's more dry or something. I think that's better to say. It's definitely a drier humor that they have than Obsidian had.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Yeah. It's good. I would definitely recommend it as a Fallout fan.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it. Out of all of our current video game adaptations we've had, and this is including the newest, one of the newest, The Last of Us, I think it's probably the best video game adaptation. I'm actually confident in saying that. And I say that only because I really actually did enjoy The Last of Us too. I think they, before this, were probably the best video game adaptation.
Yeah. I think that The Last of Us did a really good job.
But why I think this one is better is because The Last of Us had a script. They had the already successful game to go off of. This was brand new. They took the lore, they took the world, they took all of it, and they made a whole new story and canon story to add on to the Fallout universe. So they did that all, and but still kind of, but yeah, they they had no real script to go off of. I'm not saying to go off of.
They pulled a lot of it. I mean, they had
an original story.
They had 5 games to go off of. Like it's
no, I know, but they're not it's not like a hand for hand recreation.
It's not
like The Last of Us.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why, in my eyes, I think this adaptation really does hit.
We'll save the discussion for best video game adaptation for a movie podcast
for
that
the,
I want to
game
start.
of the year.
No, for a movie podcast because I got thoughts on that.
But my biggest, I 100%. If you've never played Fallout, I think you'll have a really good time with it. They do a really good job with like introducing you to the world and kind of explaining what's going on inside the world and kind of like the deeper, like darker undertones of the Fallout universe. If you've never like delved into like the vaults and the fucked up shit that the vaults do, right? Like they do a really, really nitty gritty graphic job of kind of explaining some of that shit, right?
Yeah, and they don't shy on the gore.
They don't.
The gore is up there with like not up. It's close to the boys level. The boys.
It's not
crazy,
up there with boys, but it is close.
But they don't shy on it. That's the best part. I think that is perfect.
I do have my my nitpicks, but that's just because I'm a diehard. And I won't really bore you guys with that. But yeah, there are a few nitpicks. The Brotherhood is still not too happy with some of the stuff that they chose with it, but all in all, I think they did a really good job with portraying what the Brotherhood of Steel is. I know a lot of people were kind of angry about it being like an over the top Catholic, or Christian faith, and like that's what they are. What do you mean? That's what the
Yeah, I just really want to say I'm so happy I did not get burned on this, because I remember every time like there'd be a leak or something, I'd show it to you guys. Be like, oh, I'm excited. I know I shouldn't be, but I'm excited. You guys, like, you're gonna get burned, bro. You're gonna get burned.
I was like, this is gonna be terrible, dude. This is gonna be terrible, man. But no, it's good. I think you'll enjoy it.
Does the power
I think
armor
there's a little bit of something for everybody in this as well. It kind of, from what I've seen, it almost seems like the three-ish main protagonists kind of take elements from the different games, like
they do.
They do a really good job.
Chick, like Fallout 3. There's a Fallout 4 type character that's like that moral gray, and then a New Vegas style character. And it also, like, the morality system kind of seems like it's in play as well with the characters. Not to get into any spoilers, but
slightly, I think it's less of a morality issue and more of just like trying to wrap your head around the fact that now you're not in the life that you were before. Like, you need to make some decisions.
Is it shot in first person?
Before? No.
God, it'd be so fucking dope.
No.
That
would make me sick. I
don't know why we're giving all this credit to these badass characters. The cameraman is the one who's surviving it all.
Right? That's what I'm saying. It would have been dope. Or just to see, like, he goes into an area and just all of a sudden the bottom left, it goes like the Geiger counter like noise, and like the rads keep going up. Like, that'd be dope.
I do wish that they did have some like homages or like Easter eggs for that, like first person view. Maybe a homage or an Easter egg into their lock picking, where you see the bobby pin and the screwdriver and everything.
Bro,
like I wish that would have been. Those were some of my nitpicks. Is like, I wish that they would have had those.
Maybe they do like an extra episode.
They have a lot of Easter eggs, but just in different aspects. Just items and stuff that you'd find in the world. So
altogether, definitely, I would say really great adaptation.
God
if you
damn,
never
dude!
Do it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just saw on your latest gaming news that the leaker admits to creating fake Medieval 2 remake news. I heard that rumor. I'm like, oh, I'm so excited, for a remake of Medieval 2 now, but that was fake. Live news right there.
So you're not. So you're not getting. Are they gonna clone it? Maybe you'll get a clone of Medieval.
Who knows?
Get that? No.
Maybe. It's fine.
You'll get a demake.
Well,
a DD make.
You know what you are going to get a clone of? Pal World. And so you guys haven't heard the news. There's this game called Pal World, pretty popular, or was popular. It's still popular, but
still popular, yeah.
There is okay. I want to say, was it what I need to make sure my reference is right, because I want to make sure I'm saying, was it IGN that broke the news of this, and they broke it being like, Power World's getting, cloned, and people are, the CEO and blah, blah, blah are pissed off about it and angry. Wasn't it IGN that did that?
I missed it. I don't know. I only just heard about this.
I will say it's an article. It's one of the news article companies or sites. I'm pretty sure it was IGN. But anyway,
it would surprise me with IGN's recent bullshit.
Yeah, but it came out saying that that Tencent is going to be cloning Pal World, right? Like, again, no shocker, the success of Pal World, they're just like, oh, we're gonna do a bunch of clones of this, and you're gonna, again, we're seeing it once human, you're gonna see it in a bunch of other stuff, where it just is gonna be, there's a success, they're gonna clone it. What I love about the CEO, man, is she's just like, yeah, man, sure, like, fucking do it, like, it's great,
dude.
Just,
yeah, Pal World CEO is what, like, and granted, again, it's one of those things where we don't really see these kind of interactions between like gamers and CEOs anymore. Really the only ones that I know of personally is like Yoshi P has a lot of these same reactions. But yeah, the Pal World CEO has come out multiple times and just been like, there was an issue back when it's started to get less popular, when people that you saw that player base start to dip a little bit, right? And I think it was like IGN and some of those bigger news article runners that kind of brought it up. They're like, oh, Pal World's popularity is starting to dip. Is it dying? And he was like, dude, who cares? Go play another game. We don't care.
Relax. Come back to us when we work. Like, that's pretty much like what he said.
Like I said, Yoshi P has been the only one really in recent history that I can remember, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but like when Final Fantasy XIV, the last expansion, came out, he was like, yeah, if you guys are bored with it, go play another game. Like, come back to our game when you're ready,
If he actually was on the other side being like, oh yeah, screw all these clones and everything, they shouldn't be cloning my game, well, that would be pretty hypocritical to say.
Yeah, it would. Yeah,
that would not look good. So, but I'm just saying that would be, but if he did say that, but he's seems like a stand-up guy. So
yeah, I was about to say he's like consistently been that.
So that's not
the guy
case
where he's been like, do what you want. If you want to come play our game, play our game. If you don't,
so this is whatever. The screenshot that I'm showing you is Tencent's kind of claim or I guess game that they are looking at making.
Like, which, if you put Fall Guys to work, bro.
Put little stumble guys, Fall Guys, little guys.
Dude, it literally looks like you put Fall Guys in an Amazon factory.
It does,
and that's what you get.
But it's this is they are like little like Fall Guys and just different outfits.
It's exactly what they are.
Oh man, maybe Epic's gonna get all pissed off now and be like, what the fuck?
Definitely.
So I don't know, but
so wait, what's that say? Pocket Pair call out Tencent?
Pocket Pair is
that's
Pal World.
But what are they,
yeah. This is an article saying that he's accusing Tencent, which is this was not the case. He acted, Takura basically comes out and says like, oh, like I'm good with it, like I'm sure, man, do your thing. Like there's obviously an audience for it.
More games is going to be better for everybody.
So it's the thing here that everybody is getting pissed off about is like, well, Tencent's dumping 10 billion yen into this game, which is 10 times the amount that Pal World has, and so they're just kind of like,
Pal
you're
World
just
took a nobody from like a supermarket to be their developer on like the gunplay in the game. Like,
I don't get why that matters. Like, we showed, Pal World showed that like that little developer, like that little amount of money and effort put into development can still take on the likes of Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
Like, why would that fucking matter that they're able to put billions? I don't know, man.
I mean, yeah. So
I wonder how it's going to be to Pal World.
It's
like,
also not a shocker.
It's
like, you're going to have companies like look at like Tencent. I mean, Tencent, Epic. I mean, look what they did with Smite, right? Like, you had not predecessor. What the fuck was the name of that Paragon? Look
at Epic. Like, Epic and Fortnite. Fortnite copies shit left and right. They have what's called a Rocket League in their game right now.
Yeah.
Like,
well, they didn't
own copy it, obviously, but
yeah, they bought out Rocket League, so they put it in. But
that's not
the nature. It's the nature I'm just stating of all games now. I mean, you have all the hero shooter games, Overwatch, Paladins.
Fucking look at Vampire Survivors.
All of them. They all. It's just the nature of just taking, and they all bounce off each other. One takes from this guy, the other takes from that guy. Then they took from each other. It's just like they share ideas now. It's pretty much how it goes.
Yeah. So hey, there's clones coming out. So if you want to play a new version of Pal World, I guess play that.
No shock.
Palworld keeps getting updated, so super happy about that. Let's talk about another update that I found, and I'm actually I think this is dope, dude. I actually may download this mod to play World of Warcraft.
Oh, I did see this
in this version. Why are you shaking your head? You're fucking playing Fallout 76. Get the fuck out of here.
This is why I like having the face cam now. The actual camera is I can go like this.
This is fucking bullshit. You're playing Fallout.
I can just
76.
look at you. I can just look at you with utter and complete disappointment for wanting to play World of Warcraft in VR.
Oh my gosh. But so World of Warcraft, there is a VR mod that is playable right now, and it uses a 6DOF tracking. And I want to see, there's a clip here, a version of this. Let me go in here. Have you guys looked at this and actually watched it?
I only saw like a little clip. It looks pretty impressive.
It's not bad. Like, I think it's kind of dope. I wonder,
it needs some work, but it definitely it's there.
They'll get it perfect, and then Blizzard will shut them down and steal
them down.
Oh yeah, 100%. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
And we'll celebrate it.
And then they'll sell it. Yeah.
I think the thing about it to me though is like, I gotta imagine the motion sickness is real in this.
Yeah, no.
Like,
I would be hurling left and right.
This part, like, but this right here, like when it's like you're like the person and you're in that like, like,
that would be pretty disorienting.
But can you imagine, like, hardcore raiders are anal retentive about like mechanics and like making sure that
I couldn't even see doing a dungeon like this, dude. Like this would be like open world exploration. That's about it.
Is this the new like hardcore now? It's like we're gonna go and have this mode be hardcore challenges.
The new hardcore, and instead of can you play the game without dying, it's can you play the game without puking?
Yeah,
that would be the new hardcore challenge.
Sin's about to get that Sword Art Online. He's about to get stuck in World of Warcraft.
Yeah, man,
he's gonna get that helmet that when he dies it zaps him.
Yeah, dude, he's gonna get stuck. He's like, guys, I can't get out, man. If I die, I'm gone.
Like, I mean, this is, I don't know. What I love about this is, again, like, yes, is this person playing wait, hold on. I didn't see this part. This dude's playing Peggle.
They're playing a Peggle while
playing World of Warcraft. That's hilarious. But I don't know, man. I think this is a cool thing. And my question and why I wanted to bring this up is, do you think that this would, how close do you think that we are, especially with Microsoft now owning Activision and Blizzard? Do you think that we're going to get it on console? Like, because I see this and I'm like, dude, this is obviously a mod, but like, why do we not have it on console?
I feel like it's in the works.
Yeah. There's no reason why they would have purchased Blizzard without wanting World of Warcraft on console. Like, that's just, why wouldn't you have it?
Yeah. I think I love what Chad's saying. Like, pet battles in this would be really cool. Like, this is like a Pokemon style.
Like literally, that's the only thing you can do. Yeah.
Like without getting sick.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I mean, again, it's and I wonder if they'll allow it, or if they'll eventually ban it or whatever. So
I guess they'll ban it and take it for themselves.
Yeah, I think Bill might be onto something there. That's what they've done in the past.
It's cool. It's cool to see these developer or these modders that do this kind of stuff, because there's been a lot of modders recently that have taken like single player games or like older games and shifted them into VR and done extremely well with them. So it's kind of cool to see, because that's always been the problem that I have with VR is just like there's not a lot of content on VR, and the content that is on VR is way too expensive for what you get.
Right,
so sure. having this or some of those other single player games that you can now actually play on VR, it almost adds value to the headset finally.
And actually, right? You know what? Not going back to Fallout, but what I will say about VR is, Enigma, you should actually try Fallout VR. Like Fallout 4 VR.
I've actually heard Fallout VR was pretty good from what I heard.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about it, but the only problem that I have with it is that you have to buy a separate version of it. You can't just.
I don't think there may now be a mod for it.
That would be without it mod. Like they would take that down.
I highly doubt that.
Not if there's a commercial version.
Yeah. That's the only problem that I have with a lot of their VR, like Skyrim in VR or Fallout in VR, is that like you have to purchase the separate version, and they're always full price.
Yeah,
because they can do it.
Yeah, this thing is still $60.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
I don't see those even go on sale that often.
Nope, you don't. You very rarely see them go on sale. Like
Wow,
even on the
crazy.
Fallout, Fallout sale that literally just ended like 2 days ago, they weren't on there.
Is there really not a fucking Fallout VR mod? Like, hold on.
No, because it would get banned. Because
they would get banned because there's a commercial version. It's,
That's fucking crazy. Wow. I didn't know it was
Bethesda.
I know
That's
it was,
Bethesda for you.
That's wild that it's that expensive. Okay. Well, anyway. Weird. All right. Well, since we're talking about old games, we talked about World of Warcraft, talking about Fallout. This is just like an old game cast. Let's talk about Lawbreakers. You guys remember Lawbreakers? Jeffrey, were you old enough to remember Lawbreakers?
Fucking no.
Yeah. This game wasn't that old.
I mean, it's not young. I mean, it's almost fucking 10 years old, dude.
Do you think I gained consciousness in 2016?
I mean, your generation that's legitimate, and you live in Ohio, so yes, that's a legitimate. You're a legitimate
statement. That just barely actually crested the
adulthood. You live in Ohio, man.
That's
crazy,
bro.
I don't include you in the Ohio lifestyle.
And for your information,
you're a transplant, Bill.
For your information, Sin, this was an article that I found.
I know you did, but
Lawbreakers is here.
Did you? Okay, let me better ask you this. Did you ever play Lawbreakers?
So that was what I was going to say. I never did get the chance because by the time I was ready to play it got shut down. And so why I brought this up is like, hey, it's coming back. I might actually jump into this now that I have the chance because I always wanted to.
It was not good.
Well, I heard very mixed. I heard it was not good, but then it had like a little bit of a cult following that did enjoy it. I just wanted to try it, and if this gives me the chance to try it, then I'm here for it, dude.
I mean, I don't think you're having to pay for it either. So
I was gonna say I'm all for private servers coming back and everything, and just revitalizing games and bringing games back. And the best part about it, is the main developer or CEO of the studio is full on board with this. He's cool with it. So that just really.
I mean, him being cool about it doesn't change the fact that if the company wants to kill it, they will.
Boss Key could, but Boss Key no longer exists.
There's no longer.
And let me
I'm sure somebody owns the rights to it still, though.
Yeah, Cliff Blazinski, and he's a dick. I'm saying that right now.
Cliff,
guy's a dick.
Cliff is the one that came out and was like, wasn't it Cliff that was the one?
Yes,
Cliff
was
Cliff. Yeah, it is. It was Cliff that even he tweeted it, saying that it's making a comeback. So he's
I will
cool
agree
with
that. I will agree with that. I've never been a fan.
Surprising. That's surprising, but that definitely gives it some hope,
Going into the actual game, like if you ever played it, it was rough, dude. Like there were certain aspects of it that were redeemable. I think that the movement was really good. I do think that the actual the way that you could smoothly transition inside of the aerials and everything like that was really good. The gunplay, though, I don't know.
The gunplay was not good. The abilities were not good. The
maps were not great.
Nope.
The abilities were kind of samey. Yeah.
It just
thought it looked cool, man. I think that's the thing. I think it had a really cool design and aesthetic for the hero shooters around the time.
It did, yeah.
I don't know.
And that's what it ran off.
Too bad it's too bad they couldn't keep with it and just optimized it a bit more in those aspects.
I mean, again, maybe the private server company, whoever is putting this out, will be able to do something.
Now they have the whole go ahead, so they can update the games themselves if they have developers on the team. They can really bring it back in a better way.
Paragon's demise predecessor, it's now out. Predecessor's actually doing fairly well. It's okay.
I think it even had Summit playing at the other day. I saw.
No,
it's got the community. These private servers they work. So it just takes a
Wildstar guys.
Community.
Wildstar.
Yes, I know. I'm fucking come on.
I knew that was coming.
My game.
Need NCSoft, please.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Just give them the rights, bro. Just
they won't, dude. That shit's so locked down and
I know.
gripped.
It's NCSoft. They're never gonna do it.
Anyway,
so scummy, dude.
Well, let's talk about something that's not scummy. It's actually I'm really excited about, and I'm really excited about this game coming out in May. And myself and Enigma will both be playing it pretty heavily. But Ghost of Tsushima's director's cut PC port officially adding some requested features,
What?
PlayStation features. You didn't know about this?
What? No.
Did you?
You're excited for this?
Yeah, why not? It's got multiplayer.
What?
It's got multiplayer.
Okay,
yeah.
wait.
Yeah, it's got what?
Am I in an alternate universe right now? Like, is this because like when you played this game originally, you were like, this game is ass. I hate this.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I'm going to enjoy it, but I'm excited for it to come out on PC. I'll play it on PC. Why not?
I'm not saying I'm going to enjoy it, but I'm going to play it.
I mean, I'm excited for it to come out on PC. I mean,
I don't remember that.
I'm very excited. No, this was like 2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't gain consciousness till then, so
apparently not.
I don't have any memory of it. Yeah,
I'm very excited for this. This is going to be a really good time. I'm glad to see that like when we talked about the PC ports, like 4 or 5 episodes back, I can't remember how long it's been. When we talked about that was one of our questions. Was like, is it going to have like all the content is going to be like the director's cut or whatever you call it, the game of the year edition or whatever they label it these days. So I'm really excited to see that they're actually bringing out the online PvP, and the PvP looks really good. Like it looks really cool. I'm looking forward to it.
But the extra features that are why this is such a big news, right? Is because the extra features that are being added into it are like the PlayStation overlay features. That's gonna have that'll be on there, and those overlay features are things that link to like the PlayStation, like not the dashboard, but like their achievements. It has I'm trying to read some of the stuff down here that the overlays is got, but it's a big deal. Like it's basically they're saying it's their step into more PlayStation games coming out faster versus they're like, hey, we're going to just keep them locked behind Sony's, PlayStation consoles, and that they'll be, moving a little bit quicker. It allows players to connect to the PSN network to their account via and their allow players to connect their PSN accounts to their Steam ID. Players on PC can access the overlay by entering, Shift F1, whatever else. It's just like entering an in-game menu. Overlay feature will allow players to users to access not only their PSN profile but also their settings and friend list. Notably, players can additionally import their trophies over to the PC version, and is purely optional when accessing Ghost of Tsushima's single-player content. It will not affect achievements list on Steam, or the in the Epic Store. So I mean, it does say though that players interested in taking their session online will be required to sign in with their PSN account, whereafter they can play together with both PC and PlayStation users.
That kind of rubs me the wrong way. Like, I get it if you wanna play with PlayStation members, but like, don't make me sign up for a PlayStation account just to play online. Like, let me do it through Steam. Wait, did you not just say you had to?
It's so if you it's okay. So this is from the article from Game Rant. It says that the PlayStation overlay feature is purely optional when accessing Ghost of Tsushima's single player content, and will not affect the achievements list on Steam and the Epic Store. However, if it's a different story for Ghost of Tsushima's legendary co-op multiplayer mode. Players interested in taking their session online will be required to sign in with their PSN account, whereafter they can play together with both PC and PlayStation users.
I get why they do it. I understand it. I'm not like uber pissed off, but like I do feel like if you're gonna release it on Steam, don't make me sign up for a PlayStation account. Like that's the problem, or that was one thing that I liked about Helldivers. Is Helldivers doesn't require you to have a PlayStation account in order to play online. You can do it if you want to. You can attach your PlayStation account if you want to, but
you can't play crossplay though. You can't, right? There's no crossplay functionality.
I mean, I have crossplay on, so I don't know necessarily though. I'm not sure. I don't think that they have any like.
I think the only difference is Helldivers is made with co-op and stuff in mind, whereas they're kind of retconning it, or not retconning, but adding it in post.
Right.
So yeah, I think they're using the PlayStation setup to like be that bridge for the co-op type stuff.
It does annoy me though.
I get it.
It's no difference than like logging into an EA account for a lot of EA games and shit like that. I'm not a fan of it either, but
yeah,
it's.
I mean, Xbox does it.
I understand it.
Most.
I understand it. Like I said, I understand it. I just wish that it wasn't the case.
And if it means that games will be start coming out more day and day, like I don't know if we will get to a day and day, like day one release,
like same day release,
right?
Yeah.
But
I doubt still
closer. If we get closer because of this, then great. Like I am okay with that. I think I am more okay with that. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, like even though this is one of the PlayStation's slower years, this year I have actually sat down and thought more about it, and even have contemplated when the PS5 Pro comes out, which they also confirmed I think this week, that is 100. Like we knew it was coming, but it was never confirmed, and now like devs are being like, no, this is 100%. Here's like specs, like blah blah blah. So PlayStation's hand will probably be forced here to release that stuff here shortly. But to actually buy one, to be like, yo, you know what, I want to play Stellar Blade, I don't want to wait. I want to play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I don't want to wait. Like I want to play games that are coming out for PlayStation, and I don't want to wait for them. So if I can get it on PC, like great. I don't have to wait as long.
Yeah, it's definitely took them long enough to get into the game, the PC game. So.
Yeah. So, and the release of this is May
26th, isn't it?
Or
am I thinking of a different game?
Pretty soon, then, if that's the case.
Hold on one sec. I will get the exact date.
May
Sorry,
14th or something like that. I can't remember what day it was. It's like early May, I thought.
Nope. Okay. Ghost of Tsushima. Shut up. Release date. Let's see. May 16th. Is it? So it's right around the corner.
May 16th.
All right. So let's talk about Roblox. Again, we're just keeping on the trend. Old games. How you guys feel about child labor laws?
Love them.
Love them? I guess just put them put them little guys to work, right?
No,
the laws. You say the laws against it, right?
Don't try to put words in my mouth. Don't make me seem like the bad guy.
You heard it here. Wait. Bill loves child labor
first.
Bill's got a lot of like 7 and 8 year olds down in the. Wait, no, that's just not going to come out.
No.
Back up.
Wait.
This is just not going the way that I had it envisioned in my mind. Okay,
right back into the topic.
All right.
Refocus, everybody. Let's refocus.
So Roblox executive says that children making money on the platform is a gift. That basically they're saying accused of exploiting its users, or it's taking a lot of heat because critics are saying basically, hey,
because children are making modes in games, right?
And modes, and it makes Roblox money, right? So that's where the whole child labor laws are taking effect. And actually, what the Roblox studio head Stefano Carrazza said is you can say, okay, we're exploiting, child labor, right? Or you can say, hey, we are offering people anywhere in the world the capability to get a job and even like an income. So I can be like 15 years old in Indonesia living in a slum, and then now with just a laptop, I can create something, make money, and then sustain my life.
Also, I mean, it's giving kids like a developer like education too, like learning how to develop like games pretty much like on a very base level, but still.
So the whole thing is like the whole thing is like this is a perfect example of like why you don't let developers or like CEOs do unnarrated or what's the word I'm looking for, unscripted questionnaires like this, because they will just blab out these stupidest shit in the world, right? Like I understand where he's coming from, I understand where his mind was, right?
Definitely needed some sort of PR team on this.
He's saying the same thing that Scruffy's trying to say is like, hey, offering this to children is something that like they can grow into an actual possible career later on down the road. It's also offering people the ability to maybe get out of the circumstances that they're in. But the way that he said it was extremely bad.
Well,
like it sounded very bad.
It's also the way that it's done. So like understand that it's not like Roblox altruistic approach here, and this dude's like, you know, ideology of like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, we're making it so they can make a bunch of money and it's all great. And it is exactly like the most like, so like the way that works is basically you get paid in Roblox bucks, game currency, whatever the fuck that it is, you know, and then you redeem that for cash or sell it via another third vendor, right, to earn said income. It's almost like gold farming and WoW. So like that's if like WoW were to be like, oh well, we're giving all these people over in these, you know, in China all these jobs by allowing them to be gold farmers. Like, yeah, I mean, I get.
I mean, they are.
I
mean, yeah, sure.
Ethical, I guess.
See,
it's
man.
Accurate. Like, it is accurate.
This is just a real slippery fucking slope to like come 100%. Out and you know, hey man, we're giving these kids 15 cents an hour, like they're making our hard-earned wage. It's like
that's definitely the way that these journalists definitely want that to come off, though.
I mean, like, it's also this person's fault. Like Stefano put his foot or their foot in the mouth. Like
Enigma said, he should have never been up there on the front stage talking about this, like on an open interview or whatever the case of that this was. But
or at least without like a
PR team or
like, hey, shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
stop saying that. Why are you doing this?
Your earbud in is, you know.
There's also, I mean, there's also a lot of laws and things like and regulations that that come with this, you know, the type of thing that I don't know Roblox's TOS or like their, you know, like the development license or whatever it may be, like when you sign up, but there are a lot of things that then start to blur the lines, you know, especially because when you're talking about, you know, being able to earn income and stuff.
I may be wrong too, but it's not all like, I don't think all proceeds go back to like Roblox as a company. Sure, they get like the money from like the mode generates or like the game mode that they made generates, but I think it is allowed to have like these developers get like donations and stuff, like if as somebody running like a Minecraft server. I think that's like a very comparable comparison too. You know, you have all these Minecraft server owners who take in donations, and you could also say, well, they're running a really popular server that's, you know, adding to Minecraft's numbers and sales too. I mean,
again, I don't have a problem with, you know, them allowing people to develop and then in turn I think I'm money.
Kind of like on the side of Roblox here. Not really.
You're on the side. You're on the side of child labor. What?
I'm on the side of, I'm on the side of like giving, you know, the option to be able to make these modes and everything. And
how
it's like,
dare you, sir?
Don't be putting words in our mouth. Don't be doing that shit. I think not Stefano per se. He was the wrong guy to do it, but
yeah,
I
this
think
could have been wordsmithed a lot better, maybe. But it's you know,
it's like I said, this is a classic case of like the CEO needed to shut the fuck up. Like there was no reason why he should have been. And like where I found this, I was watching, I think, Bellular Gaming, and he kind of put a really good spin on it as well, where he was like, you know, as a skillful like in conductee of an interview, right? You kind of give and take when it comes to interviews. And the best part about it is like a lot of these CEOs, if you're a skillful interviewer, you can kind of give to an extent that they'll just give everything, essentially. And that's essentially what happened here. Is this interviewer basically just let this guy hang himself with his own rope, essentially.
Yeah, but let's talk. It doesn't have to be current CEOs. It could be other former Blizzard bosses and whatever else. Lord, and dude. So Mike Ybarra, right? Like good old Mike suggested that you know, you should be able to tip devs after finishing.
So how much have you tipped to the Diablo 4 developers?
Oh, dude, the fucking bro, them and League of Legends. You know how much money I have given those devs? Like, come on, dude. This is I've paid for a couple of their Porsches.
On top of every skin, he's like, here, guys.
Just a little bit extra. Yeah, a little bit extra. How do you think I never get banned out of League?
Something returned. Exactly. So,
anyway,
that's it, dude. He's paying for his immunity.
Ybarra needs to go away, man. Like, I don't know.
This is ridiculous.
It's stupid, dude.
Here's the exact tweet that was mentioned by Mr. Mike. Oh my God. Okay, I can't read it there. I'm gonna have to scroll down and read it here. All right. So he goes and says, oh, that I thought about this idea a while as a player since I've been diving into a single player games lately. When I beat a game, there are some that just leave me in awe of how amazing that experience was. At the end of the game, I often thought, I wish I could give these folks another $10 or $20 because it's worth more than just the initial 70 that they didn't try to nickel and dime me every second. Games like HZD, which I don't even know what that is. Horizon Zero Dawn, Gears of War, Red Dead Redemption 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Elden Ring. I know 70 is already a lot, but it's an option at the end of the game. I wish I had sometimes. Some games are special. I know most will dislike this idea. By the way, I realize we are tired of tipping and everything else, but I view this different from pressure to tip type scenario. What the fuck?
It's only not pressured because you don't have like the developer on like a face call, like eyeing you down, like you gonna tip, bro?
It's just
like,
I don't know, man. This is such a bad take. If in my eyes, this is a terrible take.
Who's the? Let me ask you a question. I want to know because I have I have my own answer, but I want to know your guys's. Who's the first company that you think is going to do it? Now the cat's out of the bag. Who's the first company?
EA or Blizzard. No, not Blizzard anymore.
I'm saying
not because they're under Microsoft now. EA. Yeah,
I'm calling Ubisoft because
Ubisoft,
Ubisoft is right there.
Ubisoft would be maybe like one step above EA for sure.
Yeah.
Ubisoft's over there like, yes, this is a genius idea. Fucking do it. And now instead of like being able to get like your map, like when you want to pull up your map in Assassin's Creed, it's not going to be an ad. It's not going to be like tip the developer to unlock the map. And so you got to tip your fucking dev to unlock the map.
I was just having a conversation with some buddies of mine and talking how like ridiculous and egregious Bungie's system is, where you have to literally buy keys for dungeons for like $10 to $20 in their game now. I can imagine Bungie doing something.
Right? You don't have to, right?
All right. You don't have to unless you want to do the dungeon. And this is what we're talking about. They have DLCs now that come out with obviously the paid DLCs and the DLC dungeons that you would think come with the DLC. You have to pay 10 or I don't know, it was like $10 or $20 to buy a key to get into that dungeon from the DLC.
Each time you want to do the dungeon, or
I think it's single. I think it's a single.
I was about to say, dude, eat $10 to do a fucking dungeon a week. Fuck that, man.
Crazy. That'd be even
Diablo Immortals over there licking their chops.
Right. That's coming up next.
But that's just what we're talking about. Like you have to buy a key to like access that dungeon upon the DLC.
Dollar key.
Bro,
so that was really, but that was just my point. Is I think I could see Bungie doing something like this now.
The moment that I see a tip screen show up on my game, right? Because I'll be right. I worked in the food and service industry and firmly believe in tipping, right? But when I go somewhere and that screen pops up and it's something like a fucking gas station it's
like a self-serve place.
Yeah,
like,
dude, I literally had a thing where like I punched in my order, I walked to the front, I got my drink, somebody set the fucking food down and it pops up as like, do you want a tip? I looked that person dead in the eye and hit nope. And then fucking grabbed my shit and walked off. I'm like, bro, I'm not tipping you for that. Like, that's crazy. But the dude, if I see this shit in a game, I swear to God, I will boycott the fuck out of that development, and I will talk shit until my breath.
Unless it's
Diablo. If it's Diablo, it's fine. Completely fine. Yeah. That's okay. You guys can do whatever you want. Diablo 4 League, I'll do whatever you want.
$70 horses, 100%. Let's go.
I'm okay with that.
Just wait until Diablo locks a cosmetic behind tipping now. That's what they're gonna do. They're like,
I mean, they already do. That's what all cosmetic DLC is.
I know. That's what I was saying. If you want this legendary armor set, just pass us like $10.
I mean, Bill's not wrong. It's fucking. It's just you are tipping. You're just getting it through. It's the same thing. Like you are getting
that's
NFTs.
All that is.
Yeah.
Well, that's literally all that is. Like live service games is literally just tipping.
Yeah,
that's tipping. That's what it is.
This is in reference to just like single player games now.
Yeah, he just wants us to be able to add an extra game. He just wants us to be able to add an extra $10 because
onto our price point of the game.
I liked playing that game.
Here's the sad thing though, is that the tip doesn't like if you think that tip is going to go to those devs that actually did it, you're fucking crazy. It goes to the Bobby Kotick's and the fucking CEOs of the world. It's not little Joe or Susan or whoever else. It's fucking coding and crunching or whatever. That's not going to happen.
And on top of that, let's look at it this way, right? We already have in those types of industries where it's like you have some instances where they base your performance off of how well you've been tipped for the night, right? You're gonna have instances like Fallout New Vegas, where it's like instead of the amount of sales, it'll be the amount of tips that you made. Depends on how well you do.
Then you got to tip out. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever worked in the food industry, but then you got to tip out. No. So now you got to tip out your artists. So you get, a tip out real quick is basically you get tips, and then you tip, like, you have to tip out your hostess, because they're the ones that seat you, and then like your bar service, if they, with liquor, drinks, and stuff like that.
They're the ones that kind of get you the tips. So
now
customers.
Now maybe in this world, right? Like, and we need to trademark this. This is trademarked. It's verbally trademarked by the Pre-Patch Podcast. You guys can't fuck with it or do it without our consent. But you're gonna have a little thing, a pop-up screen that says, "Hey, do you want to tip the writer?" Right? Maybe as it's scrolling through the fucking credits, it's like you can sit there and tip this person, tip this person, tip this person. But then what they're gonna do is be like, "Oh, hey, you story writer A, you got to tip. You got to now tip out fucking artist B, C, and D because they worked on that scene." Oh my god, dude, it's a slippery slope. But that's trademarked. I'm just saying, you don't do it.
Do you think that streaming and like the rise of like gaming in that media and how tipping and streaming is widely accepted as kind of like launched this guy's view on things? Do you think that has anything to do with it, or do you think it's just a money grubbing?
Maybe a little bit, but I don't think so.
I think it's the rise. I think yes, but I also think it's the rise. I think the tipping culture in live streaming caused the rise of tipping culture in general. And
also just general in US tipping culture is huge.
It's over here, gotten ridiculous. Yeah.
So So yes, I do.
I think it's a bit of everything, yeah.
But I'm just saying, if you do, there is a tip button donate button. You can donate to the Pre-Patch Podcast down below if you like the content.
So don't know.
There isn't.
Yeah. Oh man. So you can go to each one of our individual pages and tip us there if you personally like the content.
There you go. I'm not tipping you out though. If I get a tip in, I'm not tipping you out for
Anyway. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about Stellar Blade. Bill, I think this was your news article, yeah? And you're the Stellar Blade connoisseur.
Yeah, I just found this interesting. It's more of a quick hit type thing, but Yoko Taro, the creator of the Nier franchise, has played the demo, and I don't know how much he has. Like, I don't know if he has any insider information on the final product of the game, but he said it's really good. He said it's better. Much better than Nier Automata, which he made, which is it's big words, because Nier Automata is one of those games that people hold very highly.
One of those staples in the genre.
Yeah.
Should I play Nier Automata, Bill?
100%. Yeah. I would start with Nier Replicant though.
You said you're an ass guy, right? Just wait, buddy.
Yeah.
Just wait.
God.
I would start with Nier Replicant just to get like that story beat out of the way, and then Automata will make a bit more sense. If you go into Automata by itself, it'll be kind of confusing. You'll still get it, but it won't be as deep as what you could get.
Okay.
But yeah, the Nier series is worth playing.
At a base level, you could just still play Automata and have fun.
Yeah, you could. Yeah. You could. I mean, you hate stories, so I guess it really doesn't matter.
I was gonna say that's what I was thinking for Sin.
Does it really matter if I'm just hitting skip?
Yeah.
Bill, just looking at the ass.
Good.
But yeah, this is interesting. I'm happy to see game developers giving props to one another, especially with games that kind of have a similar like aesthetic or a similar like plot point, which both Stellar Blade and Nier Automata.
We've had a few of these now. These like good guy game developers who are like, giving props and camaraderie to their fellow developers.
You know what I mean?
It's cool. It's
why?
It's for
the love of the game, right? If you truly love gaming, if you're truly in the industry developing games for the love of games, then you're gonna get hyped about this kind of stuff.
Yeah. What was
especially
the other,
when people are making comparisons to your product to their product?
What was the other developer that said something good or whatnot? Who had that like gotcha game?
It was this guy. It was the Stellar Blade.
It was the Stellar Blade developer on the other hand, where he was saying something good.
Palworld has done it as well.
And then we were just talking about Palworld, man.
Yeah.
Like
maybe it's because we're finally getting through the toxic negative people that were like Jimmy Ryan and all the guys, the Xbox crews that have left, and now you've got Phil coming in. Bobby Kotick is gone.
That old behavior, that generational.
We got one final boss. We got to get rid of Tim Sweeney, and then we'll be the trifecta will be done.
Please do it. Go away, Tim Sweeney.
Oh man,
wow.
Bill, you will be happy with me. I did install Assassin's Creed Armored Core 6. I reinstalled Armored Core 6. So
hell yeah, dude!
I'm gonna make it my mission.
Mod
it? I'm gonna mod it. I'm gonna play with that mod. I want to play with that mod.
The PvP mod.
The PvP mod and co-op mod. Yep, for sure. So. All right. Well, somebody in chat actually asked about this. Actually, it was Stevens asked when we were talking about the whole tipping and situation, and was asking, well, hey, what about that $100 paywall for the new Star Wars game? Well, I'm glad that you brought that up because Ubisoft responded and basically insists that the Jabba the Hutt is part of the experience for all players. Yeah. So they basically are saying, hey, play the exclusive Jabba the Hutt mission at launch, the season pass, and then just as Kay is putting together a crew for the Canto Bite heist, she receives a job from Jabba the Hutt himself. Turns out that the ND5 owes Jabba the debt from years ago and has come to collect.
So you are getting the Jabba the Hutt for free now, like without paying the extra?
They didn't do shit. They're just saying that Jabba the Hutt's still going to be a part of the game.
The whole thing is
just going to be in the season pass or the extra bigger edition.
No, you're going to have Jabba the Hutt's storyline in the mission, the game, but there's still going to be one like different Jabba mission that's going to be locked. Nothing changed. They are just explaining that Jabba is not completely locked behind the paywall. It's just one mission with Jabba is locked behind the paywall.
The specific optional mission is now is not available to everyone, but other missions from Jabba are available to everyone.
They're just clearing up and their scumminess to still.
They're just basically saying, "Stop bitching."
It's a nothing burger. It's a nothing burger. They basically went out and were like, "Oh, you guys have an issue with this? Well,
we don't fucking care.
So we don't care."
So it's I don't know. I mean, we talked about this enough. This is still, in my opinion, ridiculous. Locking, I don't care, you want to lock cosmetics and shit like that behind it, but why you're locking all of this, I don't
This is such a Ubisoft response, though. They've done this before. I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Cool. Well, we are done with the news section, and we are now going to move on to our quick hits. And if you are new to the show, this is the section where we go over all of the kind of articles that are important, but maybe not the most important to have a whole session of. And there's actually quite a bit of quick hit news that's here.
Really quick hits.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 was announced. They had their announcement trailer. I know Enigma was excited about that. I did not get to play the first one.
I heard it was pretty good though.
Kingdom Come Deliverance was great. It was one of my favorite titles that came out at that point. Really interesting with the directional combat and everything like that. That's the only reason why I wanted to kind of have it showcased. Is it's pretty great game. If you've never played it, if you don't have it,
we'll show the trailer next week. How about that? Just so if you want to see it, come next week. We will be here. We'll show the trailer, and then we'll talk a little bit more in depth on Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Or you can just look it up on YouTube.
Yeah.
What? Why? No. Come back to what the fuck? What kind of marketing are you guys doing? Holy shit. Oh my God. Okay, I had to mute Scruffy last episode. I'm about to mute you both now. What the fuck? Don't go anywhere. No. In fact, we're gonna copyright strike everywhere else that you can get the Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and you can only watch it here. Oh my God. Oh, why don't you look at your fucking podcast from everywhere else? Why go fucking listen to your gaming music? Jesus Christ. You guys are definitely not gonna be our marketing arm. Holy fuck. All right. Take-Two lays off 550 employees after saying they wouldn't. So there's that. That's obviously sad, and great job, Take-Two, you bunch of assholes. There's a possible Iron Man and Black Widow open world games that are talking about being created.
That's scary.
I don't know.
They're doing too much right now. They're being so bold with
they're not. Yeah, but Marvel.
No, I know it's not the same.
Right.
It's just like just see all these Marvel games popping up. Like it's like,
I mean, like if you want to tell me
man?
Insomniac is doing an Iron Man and a Black Widow, and they're doing the other Wolverine game, then I might be like, okay, this is a little much.
I know. But I just get worried when I hear about any Marvel games and to hear all of these possible ones now coming. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways,
we've got Ready or Not gets a source code. Got their source code stolen. Not gets. They get their source code colon. Woohoo. God, what I literally source code colon source code stolen. Holy shit.
Source code colon.
Yeah,
wow.
Exactly.
That's what we're gonna go with.
They got their colon stolen. Oh man, this is why the show should not go this long. It's got 4 terabytes of data on their colon was stolen, and yours might be next.
Great.
Jeez.
Oh man.
That sucks. That sucks a lot.
That's really sad. So make sure you protect your colons and your data. City Skylines 2 refunds DLC to all and makes it free.
Yeah, this is actually really big.
Yeah.
They came out and basically stated that like we fucked up. We're sorry. And that this DLC was terrible. Like City Skylines 2 has been like a fiasco since it released, right?
Which is really
like,
sad because the first one was.
I heard that the first one was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. City Skylines 2 is like the be all end all of like city management sims at this point. At
least they made it. They are trying to make it right on this DLC.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing is that
that's a good silver lining to it all.
They're trying to rectify the situation going forward, and they're also trying to in some ways get their what's the word I'm looking for, get their community back under them, right?
Yeah,
like
get their name back out there.
They've did a huge number on their community and the trust that their community has in them, and I think it's they should have it for free. It should have been refunded. That's ridiculous.
Can we get that for Payday 3? I'm just saying. Hello.
Right.
Get our money back on that one. The Fallout series, we talked about that earlier, has also now been renewed for a season 2. So you guys will get
it was highly speculated that it was going to, but this is now confirmed it has. So
there you go.
That's good.
And this is also exciting news too, because I'm excited to play some, even though I never even finished the fucking game. I don't know why I'm excited about this, but Baldur's Gate 3's next patch is going to start rolling out its official mod tools.
Why are you excited about this at all?
Baldur's Gate Wednesdays, by the way.
You didn't finish Baldur's Gate. You don't like modding. What about this excites you?
I don't know why. Okay, I don't like modding inside, adding mods into my MMOs. I don't have a problem modding certain games or putting I don't like them in MMOs. I've never liked them, but I don't like. I don't know where this interpretation that I hate mods comes from. I hate a lot of things.
Every time we've talked about mods, you're like you brother,
certain things. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. You brother.
No.
All right. Anyway.
Not that brother. Different.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go, guys. That is episode 119 wrapped up nice and tight for you on a Saturday evening. Hopefully, you enjoy the rest of your weekend. As I speak for the entire cast, myself, Bill the Squid, Scruffy, and Enigma, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. We will catch you next Thursday. Yeah, with the face. Enigma with the face. It's crazy. We will catch you next weekend. Nope, next Thursday. At 10:30 p.m.
Are we moving?
We're not shifting to Saturday. We're not shifting to Saturday.
Just on it now.
No, dude, my wife was so fucking pissed. She's like, "No, you're not." And I'm like, yeah. She's like, "No, you are not." And I was like, "Oh God." So you guys, you owe me.
We got you in trouble with your wife.
Yeah. Good luck.
No, you owe us. What do you mean we owe you?
No, not you guys. Chat owes you. There's a tipping page. You can go click that button. Go tip me there. Anyway, y'all have a wonderful evening. Episode 120 will be next week. Make sure to go to all of our channels and our YouTube, subscribe, comment, thumbs up, like, do all that good stuff. You guys know what to do. We will catch you guys next time. Bye.
Deuces.
God damn it. I got to manually go in here and hit the fucking button. Jesus Christ. All right. Now we're going by. Bye. Installation.